Guruve Gaura Chanjaya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhave Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My Dandavat Pranam devotees, all glories to Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Rupanuga Guru Varga. So, I was trying to answer a couple of questions on this presentation today, but I chose to answer two of them. One was a remaining question from someone who had asked earlier about a particular subject matter that I didn't fully address on this forum. And the other was a relatively new question that dealt with Adunik and Praktana Samskars. And I answered that question in writing, and hopefully that was okay. There was one other question which I thought I would do via this forum to better express it and to, hopefully maybe even solicit other contributions in this regard. I'm paraphrasing the question because I do not have my telephone in front of me, so I cannot see the message. But essentially the question was about devotees when they have come to their final passage in this life. If they have been involved in bhakti but have not yet become pure, will they still go back to Godhead? And this was based on a statement that was quoted regarding our Srila Prabhupada, and the idea that if one was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada or followed Srila Prabhupada, he would personally take them back to Godhead. So, to try to put things in perspective, the nature of the relationship between the Acharya and the disciples and followers, it has many nuances. And it's partly the maturity of the disciple that allows them to get greater and greater insight into both the nature of the Acharya, the Vakya or speech of the Acharya, and the mood of the Acharya. So sometimes when we hear statements, we have to take all of those considerations into account. Mood, the particular Vakya, the time, the place, and to whom it is said, and also our own maturation in bhakti at that point. So we'll have to reconcile some things, obviously. One question may arise, is our Srila Prabhupada or any of our realized Gaudiya Acharyas powerful enough to take someone back to Godhead even if they have not become pure? Well, the answer is an unconditional yes. That certainly because the Vaishnava Acharya is imbued with Krishna Shakti, then they have the Paramaswatantra or Swatantrata, means that they have independence given to them by Bhagavan. This is written in Madhurya Kandambini of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurpad. They have Swatantrata to execute the desire of Bhagavan to bring so many souls back to the awareness of their relationship with Bhagavan and back to the spiritual world. At the same time, it is the nature of pure Vaishnavas to protect bhakti and to protect the atmosphere of the spiritual world. So we could say, well, wait a minute, Mukunda, that sounds a little ridiculous, because why would the spiritual world need protection? Why is it that that task would be part of what an Acharya does in this world to kind of try to figure out who's not suited to go? Well, actually, that is the duty of the Acharya. The duty of the Acharya is to solicit by their activities, their behavior, their achar, and by their harikatha, and by their Shakti to solicit jivas who have been bound in the material world to free them from the material world and allow them access back home, back to Godhead. But in the course of doing that, certainly the measure of whether or not that person is suited to go back and to serve Krishna, who was the Ishtadev of the Acharya, is this person suited to go back and render that service, right? It's just like we would not give something inferior to someone that we love, right? We'll always try to give the best that we possibly can to the person we love. So in the same way, the Acharya certainly wants to present the jivas to the lotus feet of Shri Krishna, but he wants to present the jivas in a suitable manner in their consciousness to be able to serve. What would be the use of giving someone a broken down vehicle that they cannot use? If their interest is in being able to go from one place to another, why give them a broken vehicle that doesn't drive or doesn't move, right? So we could say, well, there's something there because you gave at least something, but it doesn't fulfill the necessity of that person who needs transportation. So the Lord requires that one comes with the ability to render pure loving service. Even Sri Narada Muni, when he was speaking to Vyas, and he was explaining his own unfoldment in Bhakti, when he became perfected, he mentioned, Prayuja mani mai tuam sudhim bhagavatim tanum. Prayujam mane mai tuam. Right? When I obtain my spiritual body, at that time, sudhim bhagavatim tanum. Right? Tanum means body. Sud means a pure body. Bhagavatim, which was suitable for serving Bhagavan. Prayujam mane mai tuam sudhim bhagavatim tanum. I received a body that was equipped. Means that the bhav manifested itself as a spiritual form that was suitable to render loving, pleasurable service to Bhagavan. So we can take from this verse that the idea that serving Bhagavan requires some suitable ability to do so, a suitable form, a suitable mentality, a suitable mood. So we cannot, in that way, reconcile that whether I've developed those things or not, I'm just going to go back to Godhead. Because then the question will be, what is it that I will have to offer to Bhagavan? Right? If I don't have the development of the suitable mood, right? Anya abhilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhakti uttam. If I have no uttam bhakti, right, with a mood to do favorable, pleasurable service to Krishna, how is it that I will go back to the spiritual world? So what then is meant by the statement of Srila Prabhupada? The statement of Srila Prabhupada that he will take a disciple back home, back to Godhead, sometimes I've heard the quote said that he says in this very life, right? And sometimes I've heard the quote just that he will take a person back to Godhead. So the taking of someone back to Godhead is not necessarily a one lifetime journey. We've been in the material entanglement since time without any beginning. Anadi avidya yukta sha, right? Since time without any beginning, we have been connected to avidya, or the material world. So why is it that we think, maybe it's because of the instantaneous nature of everything else we deal with in the material world, from the microwave to the, automatic computer functions, right? That we think everything is going to be automated like that. But actually, spiritual life is an unfoldment, and it may take many, many lifetimes to unfold and come to the mature position of pure bhakti. And we should think, just like Mahaprabhu said, Mamma Janmani Janmani Ishware, Mamma Janmani Janmani Ishware, Bhavatat Bhakti Ahoitaki Twai. To have a hoitaki bhakti, pure bhakti, even I will spend one life after another if that's what it takes to achieve that goal. The idea that I have to have freedom from all of my material suffering and everything in this one lifetime starts to border on the conception of salvationism. Is that the right word? Salvationist mindset, right? That I'm more interested in, I'm more looking for being rescued from my perception of suffering than I am in the genuine service in love to the divine couple of the Sriman Mahaprabhu. So actually, the idea of the Guru saying, I will take you back to God in this life, certainly the power to do that is there. But that cannot be the mindset of a disciple. The disciple has to think, I will have to do chesta. Chesta means endeavor. Just like our acharyas have analyzed in the Damodar Bandhan Leela, the Leela where Mother Yashoda is tying Krishna, that always the rope she was using, first from her own hair, and then gradually from her home, and then gradually from all the other elderly Brijavasi ladies, they put their ropes together and still they came out 2 fingers too short. So our acharyas have explained these 2 fingers indicate 2 things. One is Krishna's kripa for sure. So Krishna's kripa also means Guru kripa, and endeavor. So both things have to be there. Not only kripa, but endeavor. Bhakti Vinod Thakur also has sing, Ekaki Arma Nahi Pai Bolo, Harinama Sankirtane. Right? So I have Harinam. And having Harinam, I still realize Ekaki Ama Nahi Pai Bal. I don't have the spiritual strength to achieve the goal of Krishna praying. In other words, by one's own self, without the association of Sadhu Sangha, without the blessing of Sadhu Guru, one, even chanting Harinam may get rid of so many sins and may develop Sukriti, but until and unless you have the Shakti coming from pure Sadhu Guru, then that will not bear its full fruit. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Krishna say Tuma, Krishna Diti Paro, Tomara Sakatiache. But oh Vaishnav Thakur, I realize you have Krishna. And therefore you have the capability to give Krishna to others. So Amitu Kangal, Krishna, Krishna Boli, Daya Tava Pache Pache. Therefore, my next endeavor is to run behind the sadhu. So what is the meaning of Daya Tava Pache Pache? I'm running behind the sadhu. It means I'm doing anugatya to the sadhu with intense endeavor. Because running means intense endeavor. Right? Especially at my age and everything, running would be a great endeavor here. But running behind the sadhu means with great endeavor. To follow the achar of the sadhu means how sadhu has demonstrated how to do bhajan life. So to follow the acharya with great endeavor and great enthusiasm, right? Utsahan Nishchaya Dhaya, etc. Right? So to follow with great endeavor is the meaning here of Daya Tava Pache Pache, running after the sadhu. Amitu Kangal. Even beyond my own abilities. Kangal means like, almost like with madness. So with reckless abandon, one should think, I don't have anything else. Only the kripa of this sadhu is my everything, but to get that kripa, I will do extraneous endeavors to acquire it. So I cannot say simply whether I was pure or impure, I will be taken back to Godhead. One must think, yes, I must follow the acharya to invoke his kripa to create the atmosphere of becoming pure. It is not that sort of tying back into the Judeo-Christian idea of a savior figure as the acharya, like with Jesus Christ. Well, he died for my sins, and realizing my own frailty in terms of being pure, well, I will still be saved at the end, no matter where I am situated. We should not take this mentality. We should think the acharyas have spilled gallons and gallons of blood, meaning energy, because in order to the body to function, your blood has to be there, and you have to put so much endeavor. So that's also using blood. Blood doesn't always mean blood having been spilt, literally. It also means all of the endeavors which require the energy which is present in blood to accomplish. So our acharyas have written voluminously. They have demonstrated in their Acharya Leela. They've given so many instructions how to practice bhajan life. They have not done all of these things simply if it was easy to just have faith in them, and then at the end, regardless of what your state is, your state of mind, your state of purity, your state of existence, you're going to go ahead and go back to Godhead. So even Srila Prabhupada mentioned clearly there are two kinds of ways of obtaining siddhi. One is by the unfoldment through the process of bhakti, right? And the other is kripa siddhi, right? Sadhana siddha and kripa siddha. So Prabhupada said kripa siddha is very, very rare. Very, very rare. So now one could think, well, even though it's very, very rare, I'm probably going to hit the lottery of spiritual attainment. I'm going to be one of those people, right? But the reason that the term durlabha, or very rare, is applied to it is because it is not following the order of the acharya to expect kripa without endeavor. So we don't see that the acharya teaches just stand by and wait and I'll deliver you, don't worry about it. No, they've given instructions, they've given example, right? It is called, so one of the offenses in doing Harinam is Guru Avagya, to not follow the order of Guru. So if the order is insignificant in the sense that I'm going to achieve the creeper at the end anyway, right? Then, this starts to, the philosophy starts to take a whole different twist or turn, right? Which is not a good one. So we should think, and I'm answering this devotee's question hopefully in the course of this whole thing, which is that no, we should think I will do maximum endeavor and then realize that with all of that endeavor, I am dependent on the kripa of Shri Guru and Krishna. Right? So I will do extreme endeavor. Right? Even Raghunath Das Goswami has said, Swamantri Shri Namni Vraja Nava Yuva Danva Sadhane Sada Danva Hitva Gururatim Apurvata Titaram. That one should, Sada Danva Hitva means one should give up the pride, right, of thinking that there's anything else that related to this body is important besides honoring Swamantri, the Guru given Diksha mantras, and Shri Nam, Harinam. In fact, one should develop Apurva Atitra, Atiti means excessive. So Apurva means unprecedented. Rati for these things, Shri, the mantras given by Guru, Harinam, and the service of Shri Radhakrishna Yugala Mahaprabhu. One should develop a excessive rati that's unprecedented. It means because in this life, we've never experienced actual love. Right? Kaitavam rahitam prema, na prema manushaloke. In this material world, it really is not love. There's a semblance of what is love, but there's no real love. Unconditional love cannot come within the realm of conditioned entities. Right? So, the first time we experience real love is when the connection is made with Sri Guru, because it's the first time we've experienced an unconditional being. So it's the first time we have a genuine exchange of unconditional love. So what things are given in that exchange, right? Like Guru gives Nam, Guru gives mantra, Guru gives instruction, Guru gives Harikatha. We should develop a Purvata Atirati. Ati is the word. Ati means excessive. Excessive, Rati means attachment or affection or love. Excessive Rati that's unprecedented because we've never experienced it in the material world. Rati for those things given by Sri Guru. And doing that, then we can develop maturation in bhakti, and a byproduct of maturation in bhakti is that all anarthas, all sins, all of the anarthas which are taken away in gradual stages, if you read Madhurya Kandamini, right? Ek Deshavartini, Bahudeshavartini, etc. Right? So gradually all these things will be removed, and coming to the platform of Nishta, then Ruchi, then Asakti, then Bhav, when Bhav comes, Surasattva Visheshatma, Prem Suyangsa Samyabhak, Ruchi Vishchittamasranya, Kiraso Bhavuchite, then our perfection will come, and we will then be in a suitable position to render service. And therefore, at that time, Swarup Siddhi will come, realization of our Swarup will be there, right? It'll be cultivated through the practice of bhajan life, and it will unfold in gradual stages. But at the time of Bhav, even going into a Sakti, going into Bhav, some perception of our Swarup will be there. And then we are suitably situated to serve Bhagavan. So therefore, in the next life, we will generally go to wherever Krishna's Prakat Leela is, or Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Leela, and there in our Siddha Rup, we'll be able to render service under guidance of Nitya Siddha associates of the Lord. Right? But even here, right, in the association of pure sadhaks, right, pure sadhakas, we have to develop the mood of rendering pure service, and that means we have to do deep following with enthusiasm, patience, and confidence of the mood, orders, activities of the Acharya, and then we'll be situated by their Kripa in a position to obtain the spiritual world. So that was kind of long and it took twists and turns, but basically I just wanted it to be clear that the salvationist mentality, the carryover of Judeo-Christian conceptions of Savior and, everyone else is just saved just by that mercy, and therefore the idea of endeavor is either made relative or not important, or the idea regardless of your status at the end of life, it is an axiomatic thing that simply because you made affiliation that you're going back home, back to Godhead. That was not the intent of Al Srila Prabhupada's statement. I don't think any mature devotees will say like that, right? I think we should consider that even a devotee who passes away, right, we may not have insight to see where their bhakti was. Therefore, we should only hope, that may Guru and Gauranga continue to guide their soul. If they are so fortunate they've gone back home, back to Godhead, we play their causeless mercy, they'll bestow some kripa on us. But we cannot just ascertain everybody who leaves the body, though they've automatically gone back home, back to Godhead. And if you say they've gone to be with Srila Prabhupada, it's concomitant to the same thing, because we say Nitya Lila Praveshtom Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Astotara, etc. When we give our Jayadwani to our Srila Prabhupada, that he's into Nitya Lila. So we should consider he's in the Leela of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and the Leela of Shri Radha Krishna Yugul, serving in his Swarup there. So if you say someone's gone to be with Srila Prabhupada, it's indicative that they've also obtained perfection. So we'll be a little careful with that. Srila Prabhupada's guidance is always there. It manifests in the world as Siksha Guru, and manifest inwardly as the inspiration coming from Chaitya Guru, right? So his guidance continues to be there for all followers and disciples. But we should not just automatically say anybody who passes away and had an affiliation, right? Affiliation means they maybe took initiation, or they're followers, or they read the books, or they join the institution or whatever. That was an axiomatic passport to go back home, back to the spiritual world. That would be disingenuous and not siddhantic also. And also it will lead to cheapening to some degree the process by making it more relative and putting so much more dependence on our Judeo-Christian backgrounds, where Jesus Christ was our Savior and you simply acknowledge that and then you're going to go to heaven, and etc., etc. So I don't have to go down that line of thought. So hopefully that was clear. If someone else would like to contribute in the comments to help elucidate the point, or if there's more question about it because I may have been unable or incapable of answering clearly, and certainly if anybody has any doubt about the relationship of what I'm saying to Srila Prabhupada, our Srila Prabhupada, also please write so we clarify, so there's no mistake. Mukunda Prabhu has said something about Srila Prabhupada's statement and so forth. So I don't want to have anything like that happen as well. So please, I beg Dandavat Pranam to devotees. And devotee, I thank you for your question. to the other devotees whom I wrote back the answer. I hope it was okay. Normally I like doing it on this format because it gives a chance for more senior devotees to come and to maybe clarify something if I've made a mistake or anything like that. All right, my Dandavat Pranam devotees. Vancha Kalpaturabhyascha Kripasindhavebhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Radhe Radhe.